weekend pre-tailgate party, where the snap goes on like a punt in a hurry. 'Cause I know the man on call, a legend with a single name. They don't see the game quite like him. They don't see the game quite like him. They don't see the game quite like him. You can take that one to the bank. They are the not so primetime pickers. Tailgating will never be the same. Not so primetime pickers. So get on down and catch the game.
Welcome to the Tailgate Tailgate Show. The tailgate show for the tailgaters. Done by the not-so-ready-for prime-time pickers. Hosted by the Lunch Eaters Man of the Year and legendary broadcaster Bill Bubba Bussey. You only thought you knew college football. Call Mama Moon and saddle up for a football experience. Now, here's Bubba.
Well, welcome back, everybody. It is the Tailgate Tailgate Show. I'm your semi-retired, mostly washed-up host, Bill Bubba Bussey, formerly of the Rick and Bubba Show, now the host of Bubba on the Lake and the program you're tuned to right now, the Tailgate Tailgate Show. Alongside me, Hunter Bussey. Hunter, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready for another week of college football. I don't know about y'all.
Boy, it is a fun time of year. Nathan Hall is also in the house. Nathan, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic. The Indianapolis Colts are 2-0, and I used to pray for times like this.
Yeah, well, it's a long season, Nathan. Don't get too excited. Remember, I'm a Viking fan. I know how to pull you back to the ground quickly. And our special guest picker this week, and we're very glad to have her, Taylor Korn. She works for the Barn, shooting sideline content and conducting interviews for the platform. She's also our new ESPN sideline reporter at Jack State. She will debut this Saturday night as the Gamecocks play Murray State. Eli Gold will be on the call. Taylor, welcome to the Tailgate Tailgate Show.
I'm thrilled to be here with y'all tonight.
You know, we say that this is the guys on here are the not so ready for primetime pickers, and they have proven that very clearly in the first few weeks. Of course, I want to remind everybody our website is the tailgatetailgateshow.com. And if you go there, you can see our radio partners. We have several radio stations that air this program on Saturday morning. It drops as a podcast very early on Saturday. So you have options if you want to hear the podcast version or you want to tune to your favorite radio station on the way to the game and pick it up. We appreciate those partners, and they're all listed right there. Let me begin with the question of the week. We'll dive right in here. Clemson, with their loss to Georgia Tech this past weekend, they're sitting at 1-2 so far this season. Is it time to panic? Is Dabo on the hot seat? Hunter, I go to you.
I mean, it's one of those things where he shouldn't be because he's brought them 3 national titles, but at the same time, he's dropping these games consistently. I think he's lost to Georgia Tech. It's almost like every other year, I feel like. And if y'all watch that game, I mean, there was many times where they could have pulled away, but Georgia Tech just had an answer for the punches they were throwing. I'm not going to say he's on the hot seat, but he's definitely not in the good graces of the Clemson faithful.
Nathan?
Yeah, I agree with Hunter. I think if this was any other coach, he would obviously be on the hot seat. Clemson was so just mediocre before Dabo got there, and he took them to incredible heights. And I don't think there's anything he could do. There's nothing bad enough he could do to deserve being run out because of where he took Clemson. But the start of the season has been horrible. There's no excuse for it. Clemson has way too much recruiting power, too much legacy. And there was a lot of talk with Dabo not being willing to cooperate with NIL and the transfer portal. He's kind of stuck in his ways. I think whatever parts of that are true, we're starting to kind of see the results of that. And I totally understand Clemson fans being frustrated.
Taylor, is it possible that Dabo is a victim of his own success? Does Clemson expect more now? And is this really a problem with the playoff system coming up? You can still get in with 2 losses. What do you think?
I completely understand the fans being frustrated because, like you said, he is a little bit of a victim of his own success. They have extremely high expectations, and they're justified because of the success that they've seen. But if that Troy game, I believe that was one that had a weather delay. If that didn't happen and they didn't have time to go in the locker room and get their heads on straight, and they were sitting at 0-3, we might be having a little bit of a different conversation. I think the frustration of the fan base probably comes somewhat because of the preseason hype. Everyone prior to the season was talking about Clemson as a national title contender, which, like you said, they still could be because of the new playoff format. But I would be scratching my head because typically, outside of them starting with LSU as their season opener, typically your schedule tends to get more challenging as the season goes on. So they're definitely not sitting pretty right now, but they still have time to turn things around if they finish the season without a loss and have a chance to get a playoff berth.
Clemson has pulled this before a couple of times where they'll get out of the gate kind of slow and then roll off 8-9 wins, end up with a good season. I think Clemson loves Dabo so much, I don't think the seat is anywhere close to warm. He may have some disgust in the stands, but they went a long time, as you said, Nathan, very average. They even had some NCAA trouble earlier on back when we used to have that. And I think they're very happy with Dabo. He's been a little unwilling to change to the current times, but we'll see how all that plays out. I think Dabo's in good shape, and maybe a little early to claim that Clemson is headed with 1 foot on a banana peel. I do think they're going to have to get some better play out of their quarterback. He has not lived up to the hype, so we'll see how that plays out. We wanted to recap one of the games from last week and talk about it just a little bit. What a fun game it was to watch, Georgia at Tennessee. But I wanted to give you our results from last week just so you know where we stand. I had a semi-respectable 5-3 record. Hunter was 4-4, Nathan 4-4. Coach Chris Herring won the week with 6-2, and that puts us at an overall standing of 18-5 for me and 14-9 for the boys. So I'm still holding a slight lead there. Taylor, we're anxious to see how you will fall in line with your picks this week. So let's talk about the Dogs at Tennessee. The game was a lot closer than I thought it would be. Tennessee is obviously a lot better than they have been, but still too much dog when it all came down to it. Taylor, what'd you think of that game?
The games on Saturday night I think there were 4 or 5 games going on at the same time that were all incredible to watch. It was peak college football, so many close games and so many solid teams. But when it comes to Georgia and Tennessee, I think a lot of Tennessee fans thought that this was the year that they would beat Kirby Smart. But it comes down to, in my opinion, the penalties. Tennessee had 10 penalties to Georgia's 5. And then 2 interceptions to Georgia's 1. And then they lost the time of possession battle by 11 minutes. I bless the Tennessee kicker's heart because that poor kid probably did not sleep on Saturday night. But it's one of those games where Georgia's a talented team. They have been for years and years under Kirby Smart, and everyone knows that. That's well documented. But when you have an opportunity to put them away like they did with that field goal and that doesn't go your way, momentum kind of shifts once you head to overtime, and that puts you in a bad spot. Gut-wrenching loss for Tennessee.
Nathan?
I watched Tennessee, Georgia at a friend's house, and I'm sitting there with my plate of hot wings feeling fantastic about myself because I predicted Georgia in the shootout, and I'm texting you and Hunter so much trash talk about Arkansas and Ole Miss. I just get ready. Arkansas is about to pull it out. And that fumble broke my heart at the end of the game. And then Lenora Sellers, who I'm going to have to back off of now because he's been my Heisman frontrunner, SEC leader, he tanked, and Vanderbilt won. So my picks were completely awful this past week. It was just more proof that I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I think the biggest story from the Tennessee game is the Joey Aguilar for Nico Yamalavia, if I even pronounce that right.
You mean the trade of quarterbacks?
Yeah, I mean, not even really a trade, but like Joey Aguilar has looked. I get that they lost, but they lost to a phenomenal Georgia team, and Nico has been awful out in SoCal. Like, I don't understand what Nico was thinking. I really don't understand what UCLA was thinking. But Tennessee won out huge. I think that was a victory for Tennessee Saturday. They lost, and it was a heartbreaking the way that they lost. The fact that that's, I think, 5 in a row to Georgia now. Mm-hmm. But they've got a quarterback. Joey Aguilar is phenomenal. He's ready for SEC ball.
I think that's 9 in a row.
9 in a row. I
think it was 8-0 going in. 8 in a row. I
think
that's so much worse than
I thought.
I may be wrong.
Well, either way, it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow for Tennessee, but they can at least rest easy knowing they do have a quarterback. I think Joey Aguilar is legit. And UCLA, ooh, not that we were talking about UCLA, but it just the Georgia-Tennessee made me think of UCLA because I don't know who was in charge of making that decision, but man, that's tough.
Yeah, they fired their coach too, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's not good over there in SoCal right now at all.
Well, at least the weather was good wherever they were playing. You know that. So
that's true.
But what a job to be a kicker. You know, who wants that job? You go out there and you make it, and everybody loves you, and that's good for about 6 days. And if you go out there and miss, they remember it the rest of your life. I mean, it is horrible. Yeah. And, you know, for that guy, he missed the kick that could have won it and then goes right back and hits the one in overtime. And
drilled it.
And, you know, you're thinking, why couldn't we have had that just a minute ago? So it's a tough deal. But, nobody gets moral victories. There's no column for that. But I think Tennessee proved that they could play with the upper echelon of the conference, being Georgia and Alabama and Texas. So definitely an improvement for sure.
I feel like, too, not only that like knowing that Joe, like kind of what Nathan was saying, that Joey Aguilar can like kind of go punch for punch against the top defenses, not just in the SEC, but I mean, he looks like he can easily compete with anybody as far as just, being able to stay above most of the competition that's out on the field on defense, because he was literally answering what Georgia threw at him no matter what they had. Perfect example is like they would go out there, Georgia would have like a 2-play drive, 3-play drive, and then Joe would go out there and just replicate that. And then, he would have a slump where he had numerous turnovers and then get back into it in the fourth quarter. So I think Tennessee can definitely rest easy.
Anything else you want to add to the game, Hunter?
No. I mean, that was everything. I just hate that kicker, it went on his shoulders. I mean, he looked, I don't know what year he was. I think it was like a sophomore or something like that. And I feel like it took longer than normal. And I said this when we were watching the game, Dad, that like, I know they were trying to inch closer and closer to make it a chip shot. And then that penalty didn't help. But I just feel like it was taking forever for him to get out there and kick that ball. He kept going back to the net. Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Not only did that penalty back them up, it got them out of the middle of the field where they were trying to get the ball. So anyway, they'll live and learn. But I know this: if he'd have drilled that kick, he would have had a homecoming date, no doubt about it. So we'll be back in just a minute. We'll look at the top matchups for this coming week from the not so ready for primetime pickers. And, of course, you're listening to the Tailgate Tailgate Show. We'll be right back.
You know one thing I love about Buffalo Wild Wings? You can get wings with any of their 26 sauces and dry rubs for takeout and delivery. That's like bringing an entire B-dubs home with you, which you can't do. I tried. I've knocked down so many walls, only to then be told to halt construction because I'm not zoned to be a sports bar. Kind of just looks like a big pergola or something because of the lack of walls. At least these 26 sauces and dry rubs are available to go. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
Attention business owners, print buyers, and production managers. Guaranteed Labels is here to help you focus less on your printing, labels, decals, and focus more on growing your business. Guaranteed Labels wants to be your reliable printer. Quality, on-time shipments, and stock programs set us apart. If you're needing to focus less on your printing and more on your business, trust Guaranteed Labels, 205-640-4552 or GuaranteedLabels.com. Guaranteed Labels, still sticking since 1988.
Hey Auburn fans, this is Lois Ann Murphy, your owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Alex City, located on Highway 280. As a former Auburn cheerleader, football is my favorite time of the year. Tailgating and Chick-fil-A are a perfect match. Let Chick-fil-A Alex City take care of all your catering needs. We have a variety of trays, nuggets, mac and cheese, grilled cool wraps, and more. All are perfect for your tailgating needs. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app or call 256-289-7955 and War Eagle.
We're back. It's the Tailgate Tailgate Show, and thank you for being part of it. Remember, our website is the tailgatetailgateshow.com, and you can see all of our radio partners there. If you catch this program on podcast, that's great. If you don't, we also have radio partners that you can tune into and catch this program at different times on Saturday morning before the fun of college football kicks fully in. Now, guys, we have a lot of games to look at this week. We've got some top 25 matchups, and we'll start with Texas Tech at Utah. Hunter, how you see this one?
This one to me is kind of a toss-up. I mean, obviously they're right next to each other in the poll, but I just feel like Texas Tech is going to edge out Utah here. I feel like they're consistently, just a team that's decent every year. I feel like they're always in the conversation. It's either them or Iowa, I feel like, every year when you have like that random team that's always in the conversation. But give me Texas Tech in this one over Utah.
Nathan, how do you see it?
I'm going to go Utah. I think the deciding factor for me is Kyle Whittingham's Utah's coach is going into his 21st season. So, I mean, you talk about program consistency. That's about as good as it gets. And it seems like Utah in these big games just always kind of answers the call. We've seen it the one that comes to mind is that Caleb Williams USC matchup from, I want to say 2 years ago, where he had some choice words about Utah written on his fingernail polish. And Utah just came out guns blazing. It wasn't even a close game. So I feel like the fact that this is kind of a primetime game for Utah, I don't feel good betting against them. I'm going to have to go Utah.
Taylor, how do you see it?
I think I'm going to go with the home team here. Utah has a veteran quarterback who is a threat through the air and on the ground. Home field advantage. That's all I've got on this one, but I'll take Utah.
Yeah, Texas Tech comes in number 17, Utah number 16. It's basically a toss-up. The betting numbers right now have Utah about 3.8 points, and I think they allow 3.5 for home field advantage. So, woe be it for me to go against the bettors. I'm going to stay with Utah on this one too, simply because they're playing at home. Utah's come a long way in a very short amount of time. They used to be basically a homecoming game for everybody, but they're a respectable team now, and they're playing in the top 25, and they've come a long way. So I'm going with Utah as a winner at home. Now, one of the big marquee matchups with big traditional schools, we have Michigan at Nebraska. Taylor, I'll go over and say ladies first this time. How do you see this one?
I think I'm going to take Nebraska after watching. I think that Bryce Underwood is going to be an extremely talented quarterback, but his youth showed when Michigan went on the road to Oklahoma. I'm taking the home team again.
Nathan?
I think I'm going to go Nebraska. Dylan Raiola is probably going to be wearing his Patrick Mahomes Halloween costume, which is a little bit cringy, but Nebraska won the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce coming out game, that's a pretty big deal. That shows that they can handle the bright lights. They can handle the pressure. And Michigan did not impress me against Oklahoma at all. They didn't do a good enough job stopping the tier. I think they got out physical, which for Michigan is a little bit strange because they're kind of known for being a physical program. I think Matt Rule has done a really good job at Nebraska. And even though I make fun of Dylan Raiola, I think he is a pretty good quarterback, and I think he's going to be good enough to beat Michigan.
Hunter?
So I've been back and forth on this one because I really like Bryce Underwood a lot. And the one thing Nebraska struggles with on defense is the pass. Or that they struggle with is the run, not the pass. They're really good at defending a pass. But as far as like dual threat quarterbacks, they have issues with. And he is really good with his legs extending the play. But the more and more I look into it, I feel like Nebraska is going to edge out Michigan here on this one. I just feel like with Dylan Raiola, like Nathan was saying, doing his best Patrick Mahomes impression, it wouldn't shock me if they make this just an absolute runaway boat race game and absolutely embarrass Michigan.
Well, guys, I tell you, I don't like picking against the home team. Nebraska's been down for a few years. I'm not completely sold they're back yet. We'll have to see. They're sitting there at 2-0, which is something they haven't had a lot of success the last few years. Michigan comes to town. I think they're a -2.5 points. Going to be close, but I think the Wolverines are going to show up here and let Nebraska know they're not quite ready for the bright lights yet. We'll see, but I'm going to go with the Wolverines. Let's flip over to Illinois at Indiana. Hunter, how you see it?
So this one too, this is kind of a weird week for picks. I'm not going to lie. When I was putting this together, I was thinking, okay, well, last week was kind of the down week and everyone's playing some in-state schools and we'll have a good turnaround. But yeah, it's just matchups like this. It's like, okay, let's just coin toss this one. And tails never fails. And I've got Illinois in this one.
that was your how you went into picking this one?
Unfortunately, yes. And if I don't get it right, trade school is definitely in my future based on how my picks are going so far this year.
Well, don't make fun. I went to trade school. Illinois number 9 at Indiana number 19. Nathan, how do you see it?
I don't know. I feel like Illinois is getting a lot of undeserved respect. They beat Western Illinois, Duke, and Western Michigan. So I don't know what about that made the AP voters go, yeah, this is one of the best teams in the country. But I think Indiana's run last year was kind of a fluke. I don't think Indiana is legit. And it feels a little bit like a coin toss to me. I'm going to go with Illinois just because they are coming into the game ranked. So I feel like they're going to have a little bit more kind of to prove or to back up to people. And they've looked okay. I mean, against really soft competition, but this is their chance to kind of show not that Indiana is that big of an opponent, but it's a good enough opponent that Illinois can say to the AP voters, your vote is legit. So far, they haven't proved anything. I'm going to go with Illinois, but not because I have a lot of respect for them, just because I feel like they're going to edge out Indiana slightly.
Nathan, this is the first Indiana team I've never heard you have faith in my life. This is actually groundbreaking right now.
This is important. It is a known fact that I'm not an Indiana Hoosier collegiately. I will ride and die with the Indianapolis Colts, not the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I'm somewhat shocked, Nathan. I thought you sold out to Indiana completely. I didn't know you had lines and degrees.
Absolutely not. I sold my soul to the Colts. They have soul rights. The Colts have soul rights. The Hoosiers and Notre Dame Fighting Irish, they get nothing.
Speaking of Notre Dame,
I hear Bloomington is a beautiful place, and no hate to the Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Speaking of Notre Dame, the only team 0-2 still in the top 25. This is something that goes back my entire life. It's bizarre to me, and I don't care. I really don't care who you play. If you're 0-2, you're still 0-2. You don't need to be in the top 25. I'm sorry.
It's a beauty contest. It's a beauty. People are blinded by the shiny helmets.
Well, it must be something.
It makes them delirious.
Must be something. Taylor, how do you see this?
Touchdown, Jesus.
How do you see this one, Taylor?
Okay, something I'm going to rewind for a second because something that I just thought of is I think, which correct me if I'm wrong, I think this weekend might be the first game that Sharon Moore also has to sit, right? For his
I think that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
interesting.
That's something that I kind of forgot about. It slipped my mind, and then I thought about it after the fact. So that is also something to keep an eye on, in my opinion. I think I'm going to go with the road team here, just to switch things up. Honestly, I think you can see how validating and how much information I have to back up my pick so far. But I think
welcome to the club.
I think. Luke Altmaier, I like Luke Altmaier. It is a night game, so winning night games on the road is hard. But we saw it done this past weekend with Vanderbilt, so it's not impossible. I'll I'll take Illinois, but not confidently.
Yeah, and Taylor, I'm shocked you didn't pick Michigan. We were doing that pick earlier with those Michigan ties that you have with your dad, and that's shocking to me.
Yeah, I thought maize and gold was the colors of your den. I thought you had to pick me.
It was the colors of my parents' basement, basically, before they moved.
Maize and blue. I'm sorry.
Maize and blue.
Yeah. Hey, close enough.
Yeah.
But
You know what I mean.
I don't have enough confidence in Bryce Underwood yet. I do think, now let me be clear in saying I think that he's going to be a phenomenal quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
But after his performance at Oklahoma, I need to see it before I believe it.
Fair enough.
So is Illinois still the Fighting Illini, or did they have to change that due to PR? I can't remember now.
No, they're still Fighting Illini.
I think they still are.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Fighting Illini over the homestanding Indiana Hoosiers. The AP voters must know more than I do, so I'm going to say number 9 will beat number 19, and I'm going to go with the road team here for the second pick in a row, which may make me look like an idiot when all is said and done. So we have some more teams to pick a little closer to home. We'll come back and do that in just a minute. You are listening to the Tailgate Tailgate Show. We'll be right back.
Land is more than just dirt and timber. When you manage it, you're a steward of wildlife and a caretaker for future generations. The management advantage was built for people like you. For over 20 years, they've shared proven knowledge from some of the nation's top land and wildlife managers. From food plots to predator control, it's education that turns passion into a lasting impact. Have the advantage on your property. Subscribe on YouTube and follow the Management Advantage on social media today.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Looking for your dream home at Lake Martin? Trust Adam Yeager at Lake Martin Realty. Adam's honest, hardworking, and puts you, the client, first. Every time. With his local expertise and dedication, he'll guide you to the perfect property, hassle-free. Whether buying or selling, let Adam go to work for you. Call Adam Yeager at Lake Martin Realty today, 205-914-0830. Lake Martin Realty is a licensed real estate brokerage. Terms and conditions apply.
We are back. It is the Not Ready for Primetime Pickers, and the show is the Tailgate Tailgate Show. It is the tailgate show for the tailgaters. Our website is the tailgatetailgateshow.com. You can get all the information you need there, including information on our radio partners where you can hear this over the air if you don't get the podcast or vice versa, whatever you prefer. We got a great lineup with us. Hunter Bussey's here, Nathan Hall. Our guest picker is Taylor Korn from the Barn and ESPN Plus. She is the new sideline reporter for Jack State and will debut this Saturday night versus Murray State, and we're going to talk about that game right now. Alabama has a bye this week. They'll be recouping. By the way, I thought they played much better. I think they're getting much better quarterback play. I know he had some completion record he was going for, but I think just making good decisions, playing much better. So I think the Bama fans ought to feel like they're on an uptick. Let's go to the game that Taylor will be on the sideline. Murray State at Jack State. It'll be under the lights, homecoming, Jacksonville, Alabama. We're going to get a new fresh light show there with new LED lights. Can't wait to see how that's going to look. Taylor, it may be a little blinding down there on the sideline. Are you excited, and how do you see this game?
I'm very excited. I think that this is going to be a bounce back win for Jack State after a tough loss at Georgia Southern this past weekend. I think the light show, yes, it can be blinding. I witnessed that and experienced that at Auburn. at their home opener, which I was not expecting fireworks to start shooting out of the middle of the field. So that, yes, I feel more prepared now that I experienced it once. But I think that this is a very fun team to watch. Cam Cook's obviously a electric running back. They have talent in the wide receiver room as well. And I think that Charles Kelly's going to coach this team up, get them motivated. And a night game at home is always fun, always provides the home team with a little bit more energy.
Nathan, how do you see it?
Well, I said last week that the Jack State was going to win. I think 83-3 is what I said.
Right, nice pick.
Yeah, a little off. Not too crazy. I think this week it is going to be a bounce back. I did a lot of thinking about the 83. Was it perfectly logical or not? It's debatable. I think this week Jacksonville State is going to beat Murray State 56-7. I think Murray State needs to pray. It's going to be brutal.
Really?
Jacksonville State is going to win. Yes,
a lot of confidence there.
Nathan, again, if you want those box seats, just text me, man. You got to do the score operation.
Hey, that's not what it's about, Hunter. I have integrity. That's not what it's about. Don't accuse me of that, Hunter. 56-6 is my legit pick. And
Okay,
JSU
all
people,
right.
if you see me in the box, just know that I predicted that JSU would win 50. Just putting myself on the record there.
Hunter,
I think it's gonna be good.
How do you see it? Jack State back at home. It is homecoming. Lights. Taylor on the sidelines. I mean, it's a big night. How do you see it?
Yeah, I think this is a bounce back game too. It was hard to watch. I don't know what the term is now. I'm going blank on. Actually, yeah, I have it right here. A good friend of me and Taylor, Emily Grace McWhorter, introduced me to what GATA meant. And I don't know if I can say it because this is going to be on FCC airwaves, but just look up what GATA means. But they definitely GATA'd Jack State in the run game. I think Charles Kelly will have that defense ready to go, and they'll light a fire under them to have the run game on the lockdown, and it'll force Murray State to make some uncomfortable throws. And I think Jack State will win this one big at home on homecoming.
Coach Kelly told me a funny story about the light show when they added that to Auburn. He said he really didn't know what they were doing. He wasn't prepared for it. And he said he was walking down the sidelines kind of at a brisk pace looking at a clipboard, and said the lights all went very bright. They just went real bright for a minute, and then they went to total darkness. And he said he was absolutely blinded, and he ran into a guy, and the clipboard about knocked him out. Said it hit him right in the head, knocked his headset off, and about knocked him out. He said, so I'm going to be prepared this week. I'm not going to be moving if the lights go black. So
It'll catch you off guard.
Yeah.
Those things will catch, because they don't go. It's not like they're going over the surround sound. Everyone be prepared. We are about to turn all the lights off. That's going to kill. That's going to kill whatever they've got planned. So just buckle up and be ready.
There was this thing going around for a while on certain movies and video games that these flashing lights, if they got, went from real dark to real bright, would cause strokes and seizures in kids and stuff. So I thought, I thought it was very logical. We did the next best thing. Let's fix it for stadiums so we can have 75,000 people pass out. I thought that was great. But it is the running trend now, and I'm sure it'll be great for everyone who's sitting down, not moving around. But I do believe Jack State will bounce back in this one. It'll be a hard-fought win, but I think the ground game late in the game will pay off, and the Gamecocks will get back on the winning side of the ball. UAB will be traveling to Tennessee. This one could be ugly. Hunter, what do you think?
Oh, no.
Yeah. The only reason I put it in here is just because I like having fun with UAB with Tim Melton. He put a bet down that the win total for UAB this year would be 4, and I'm not going to see that win total go up this week. There will be a Dragon Slate in Neyland Stadium, and it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty in Knoxville. Tennessee by 1 million.
Nathan?
Yeah, what Tennessee is about to do to UAB is illegal in 38 states. It's going to be awful. Tennessee was embarrassed, obviously, after the Georgia game that they thought they should have had. And UAB has not impressed me at all ever since that Alabama State performance. And I've been waiting for kind of the UAB bounce back game. and they're not good. And Tennessee has a phenomenal offense. I think this one actually could be 56-7 or worse.
Taylor, any hope for the Dragons?
I lean on the side of worse than 56-7. I believe that's the score that was just thrown out there. I think yes, Tennessee's going to be mad. They're going to be, disappointed in the outcome of the Georgia game. And it's never fun to be the team that comes in behind the guys that just beat your team in overtime to make it worse. So I think it's going to be a rough Saturday for UAB. Will Trent Dilfer last the entirety of the season? I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know.
No way.
I would like to pick UAB in this game, but I'm not. This one may be so ugly that Trent gets left in Knoxville. I hope not, but Tennessee is going to come out, establish the run. They're going to throw the ball to pad their stats a little bit and put the fine tuning into their passing game. It could get ugly. I think the question is how long will Tennessee keep their foot to the pedal? I look for them to have a nice lead at halftime, maybe come out first series in the third quarter, and then you're going to see people that don't even have numbers on their back get to play. So it's going to be a long day for UAB. I hope they schedule something fun to do, like go to Dollywood when the game's over. So the one of the marquee matchups that we do have, it is Auburn going to Oklahoma. Auburn number 22, Oklahoma number 11. Hunter, we'll start with you. How do you see this game for the Tigers and the Sooners?
Okay, I'm going to try to be as neutral as possible in this one. So Jackson Arnold is going back to where he used to play at Oklahoma. I think that DJ Durkin, I don't know why I think this, but a lot of people who I've talked to have said this. I think he was sandbagging the coverages during this game against South Alabama last week on purpose so he wouldn't show what we had dialed up specifically for this game. I think he will have that defense, and hopefully we get some of our key starters back. I know we had to sit some of them. I mean, it's, South Alabama, no disrespect, but it's South Alabama, and he played a lot of freshmen on defense. Hopefully we get some of those people back. I wish Champ Anthony was back, but Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong, he's not going to be back for like another couple weeks. So hopefully we, our actual stars will be out there. They'll be locked in, play up for the opponent. Hopefully Jackson Arnold has a good game. I'm worried about John Mateer just a little bit. He's turned into it. I've heard people compare him to Johnny Manziel, which he's the furthest from that, but I get where the comparisons go to. It's kind of like Lenore Sellers and Cam Newton. I was like, I kind of see it, but not really. But I think if we can play good defense, we do what we're good at, which is rushing the ball. And we can eventually work in some long balls to Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton. I like our chances. Give me Auburn over Oklahoma.
This game poses some special challenges. Nathan, you're not as old as I am, but, I have never seen Auburn beat Oklahoma in football, and I'm about to be 62 years old. Does that tell you anything? 3-0. Historically, the Sooners have owned the Tigers. What do you think?
I'm in full pessimism mode. I would love to say that I agree with Hunter, but our defense on third down has been awful. A lot of people were frustrated in our offensive production against Ball State because, against Baylor, against Ball State, we looked a little bit better against Baylor, but our defense can't get off the field on third down, and that's hurting us on offense. We're not getting enough possessions. Jackson Arnold is going back to his home turf, and Oklahoma knows how to stop Jackson Arnold better than anybody because they had a whole year of him in practice. I'm going to go Oklahoma by 10. I think Oklahoma is going to win this game by 10 points. Not having Champ Anthony is going to hurt us a lot. I think he is going to be out for a couple more weeks. John Mateer has looked phenomenal. He looked really good against Michigan. Yeah, I'm gonna. My heart wants to say Auburn here desperately, but I'm gonna say Oklahoma wins this one by 10.
Number 22, Auburn, traveling to number 11, Oklahoma. Taylor, how do you see it?
Okay, so Champ Anthony, there's a chance that we could see Champ. He was actually cleared to play this past weekend, but they held him out because of, just precautionary reasons. They didn't feel like they needed him. But the thing is he basically has a club on his hand. He's still in a cast. And Free said the week prior at practice that he was a little bit timid, and he thought that once he got his stitches out, that might help with the mental aspect of things. So he was dressed out. He went through warm-ups this past week, but similar to Damari Austin, it's one of those things where, hey, we think we can beat these guys without them, so let's not risk worsening it. So he will be available. Will he play? That's yet to be seen. But I believe that he will be dressed out again on the sidelines. The injury that's concerning me most is on the defensive line, and that's something because Freeze was actually asked about this today in his press conference, and he said that Damari should be a go, assuming once he starts, hitting in practice, because he's been non-contact but going through practice alongside his teammates and alongside the running back room. And Jay Crawford, one of the guys in Auburn secondary, probably one of Auburn's best defensive players alongside Kieron Crawford, should be back and ready to go too. He sat a decent amount of the second half against South Alabama, but I think that was one of those precautionary things. But Amaris Williams is who Hugh Freeze is most concerned about heading into the game. And if he can't go, it'll be a true freshman in Jared Smith who will get those snaps. So that's something to keep an eye on, a true freshman on the road in an SEC opener. Who knows what could happen? He could step up and play well under the bright lights, but that could also be a little bit scary. There are so many storylines that go along with this game. And one of the things that does give me a little bit of confidence on the Auburn front is how level-headed Jackson Arnold's been throughout the first 3 games of the season. Yes, it's a vastly different level of competition, but he doesn't seem to ride any sort of emotional roller coaster so far. And like this Oklahoma staff knows Jackson, he also knows his former head coach, who is the defensive mastermind of this team. How much of a benefit or how much of a leg up could that give Auburn? There's no telling. I think it's going to come down to turnovers, honestly, which Auburn has done a really good job of protecting the ball and then giving up chunk yardage. The secondary has been, a little bit iffy. And heading into the season, that was one of the position groups that we thought, hey, they could be better than the wide receivers. It's full of talent. Yeah. It's full of talent, but they haven't shown it yet. And until they show it, there are going to be questions there. I think that this could be a game that they get up for. So, this game is so hard to predict. I think I'm going to say Oklahoma here. My hope is that Auburn can win one of the next 2. And I think because of all of the emotions, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to beat Oklahoma in their home stadium. I think that they're capable of doing it, but for the sake of a record for picking, I'm going to go Oklahoma here, unfortunately.
All right, Taylor, you'll be welcome back to Auburn next week with open arms after that pick.
Yep.
Now,
I'm going to be in trouble too after that.
Taylor,
hey, can I just say, Bubba, I didn't know that Champ Anthony. Go ahead.
I've got to tell you, this is an interesting matchup for me, Taylor. As a kid, these were my favorite 2 teams. I loved Auburn. I loved Oklahoma. When I was a little bitty kid, I thought Oklahoma had a paper clip on their helmet. Isn't that funny? It was the OU, but it looked like a paper clip. So I thought,
is that why you loved them?
I did. I thought I want to see the paperclip team again. I thought that was cool. So in my lifetime, I've got to tell you, 1972 Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma defeated Auburn 40-22. That was Pat Sullivan, I believe, was the quarterback then. 2017 Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma won 35-19 behind quarterback Baker Mayfield. And, of course, last year, Oklahoma staged a fourth-quarter comeback with a pick six to win the game 27-21. I will say this, historically, Auburn plays better on the road in a big game than they do at home against an in-state school that they appear to be unmotivated against. And last week, the second half looked like they were absolutely just so ready to get the game over. Nobody was playing like they wanted to play.
They were sleepwalking.
Yeah, I mean, even when you put a young kid in, and I know we heard, well, they played a lot of freshmen. The freshmen ought to get in there and go nuts because they're trying to earn a position, but they were playing kind of sleepwalking too. I don't know. If we can't get any better performance, I say scrap these games. Let's play a full 10-game schedule against heavy hitter opponents because that was ridiculous. It was painful to watch, and if I'd been in the stands, I'd have wanted part of my money back. Honestly, it was very boring. So I'm going to predict here, and I hate to do this, but just based off historical data, I've got to say the Sooners at home. I think Auburn's going to play them good, but I think it'll be close. But I cannot pick the Auburn Tigers with such numbers behind them. Hopefully they'll turn it around, but I see the Sooners pulling this out. We'll be right back and wrap this thing up in just a minute. You're listening to the Tailgate Tailgate Show. Thank you very much.
Another staff meeting, another push for cross-selling, another awkward silence. Then Banker Bounty happened. The first referral platform made just for banks. One app that empowers every employee, not just your top producers, to bring in business. No more spreadsheets, no more silos, just clarity, culture, and actual growth in real time. Banker Bounty fixes more than your referral program. It fixes your momentum. Go to bankerbounty.com, watch the video, book your free demo. Banker Bounty, create, manage, and track referrals in real time.
You know one thing I love about Buffalo Wild Wings? You can get wings with any of their 26 sauces and dry rubs for takeout and delivery. That's like bringing an entire B-dubs home with you, which you can't do. I tried. I've knocked down so many walls, only to then be told to halt construction because I'm not zoned to be a sports bar. Kind of just looks like a big pergola or something because of the lack of walls. At least these 26 sauces and dry rubs are available to go. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
When you need urgent care, Southern Immediate Care is here for you. Illness doesn't follow a 9-to-5 schedule, so we offer support 7 days a week at convenient locations throughout Birmingham and Northeast Alabama, dedicated to serving all ages from children to adults. Southern Immediate Care offers occupational medicine services, including DOT physicals and testing. At Southern Immediate Care, your health is our top priority. Visit southernimmediatecare.com or call 205-409-2794.
Well, there you have it, folks. You've heard the picks. You can take it to the bank because if you look at our record, you certainly agree this is the not ready for primetime pickers. This is the Tailgate Tailgate Show. My name is Bill Bubba Bussey, along with Hunter Bussey, Nathan Hall, and special guest picker this week, Taylor Korn. Taylor, I wanted to tell you, we've got a special award that we're ramping up to give here called Tailgater of the Week. And we want people to send us a picture and just a brief statement or two about why they should be Tailgater of the Week. We're going to present the coveted Silver Sow Award for the Tailgater of the Week. My good friend Robert Smith over at Awards to Remember is going to fix us up a trophy. Chick-fil-A is going to throw in some things. We're putting together this huge prize pack, might even include a little money for the Tailgater of the Week. And you might go, well, Bubba, how do I win that coveted award? Well, I'll tell you how. Send your entry to me, Bubba, at the tailgateshow.com. I'll pass it along to our judges, and they're going to start dishing those out in just a couple of weeks. So we're getting those entries in. Keep those coming, and we love our tailgaters. I tell you, there's nothing better. I don't know what it is. Food tastes better if it comes off a grill in a parking lot. So, guys, thank y'all for being here. Taylor, tell everybody a little bit about what you do with the barn.
Yeah, so for all of the Auburn fans out there, or really just the college football fans who like consuming college football content, You can follow the Barn across all social media platforms. You can subscribe on YouTube, on all the podcast apps, wherever you listen to a podcast. And we have daily shows. It's all Auburn. And then a lot of previews on game weeks. And then the same thing throughout basketball season, throughout the entire summer. And then on game days, mostly home games, we will have content from inside Jordan-Hare Stadium throughout the entirety of the game. And then you will also hear from Coach Freeze and the players after the game ends. So there's a lot going on over there.
Taylor, you have some really outstanding pictures too, because you're right down there where the action is. You've had some incredible photographs. I mean, these are the pictures you make posters out of.
Hey, I try. And I've always loved taking pictures. So it's merging a random hobby that I've had with something that I love to do, which is watch college football, watch college basketball. So it's been really fun. And then I love sharing it with the audience, because our goal and my goal when I started doing social media was always to make the viewer or make the audience feel like they're there. So kind of giving you the feel of the atmosphere inside the stadium, the vibe in the locker room after the game when we talk to the players. That's what we're trying to do over there, and hopefully we do a pretty good job of it.
Taylor, we're looking forward to seeing you on ESPN Plus. You will be the sideline reporter for the Jack State-Murray State game. Eli Gold will be on the call. Be sure to check her out on that. Her first time to do sideline. I'm looking forward to it, Taylor. I know you'll do a great job.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Very excited. Should be a fun night game. And again, the light show. You never know what happens when you got a light show.
Yeah, just a word of warning. Do not be walking when the lights go bright and then go dark. It can get ugly.
Yeah,
with a clipboard.
Yeah, you might trip over one of those food delivering robots that we saw. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy too. Nathan, final thoughts from you.
I think the inevitable Auburn loss to Oklahoma is going to put a damper on my Saturday, but the Colts taking another step to their undefeated season and eventual Super Bowl victory is going to lift my weekend spirits right back up.
Well,
it's all good.
You just hold on to that thought, Nathan. Okay.
I'm going to do my best.
Hunter, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm hoping Auburn can pull out a win. We'll see. I mean, the odds are definitely not in their favor. I'm cautiously optimistic. I guess that's why they call it a fan. But if these picks don't go well, I'm gonna have to, I guess, go apply at the Publix deli or something like that. I don't know. The past couple of weeks have been brutal, so we'll see. But I'm excited about another week of college football. And as the season progresses and we get closer to this 12-team playoff, hopefully have some better matchups and, something to go off of.
If you keep eating the way you've been eating when you come to visit me at the lake, you're going to have to get a job somewhere they supply food. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
About to eat us out of house and home, man. I'll tell you.
Golly.
You're taking this growing boy thing to something else. I'll tell you.
Wow.
I'm messing with you.
Hey, look, I just got a house, so it's literally all my money's going to that.
Yeah, you have to go visit everybody to eat. I understand. I've been there, done that. Just a reminder again, folks, the website is the tailgateshow.com. You can see all of our radio partners there as far as all the information you need to know. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, follow us on all of our social media, and Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, we will be back next week when toe touches leather, and we will bring you the very best of college football from the Tailgate Tailgate Show. Until then, God loves you, so do we. Take care.
Land is more than just dirt and timber. When you manage it, you're a steward of wildlife and a caretaker for future generations. The management advantage was built for people like you. For over 20 years, they've shared proven knowledge from some of the nation's top land and wildlife managers. From food plots to predator control, it's education that turns passion into a lasting impact. Have the advantage on your property. Subscribe on YouTube and follow the Management Advantage on social media today.
Hey Auburn fans, this is Lois Ann Murphy, your owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Alex City, located on Highway 280. As a former Auburn cheerleader, football is my favorite time of the year. Tailgating and Chick-fil-A are a perfect match. Let Chick-fil-A Alex City take care of all your catering needs. We have a variety of trays, nuggets, mac and cheese, grilled cool wraps, and more. All are perfect for your tailgating needs. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app or call 256-289-7955 and War Eagle.
Attention business owners, print buyers, and production managers. Guaranteed Labels is here to help you focus less on your printing, labels, decals, and focus more on growing your business. Guaranteed Labels wants to be your reliable printer. Quality, on-time shipments, and stock programs set us apart. If you're needing to focus less on your printing and more on your business, trust Guaranteed Labels, 205-640-4552 or GuaranteedLabels.com. Guaranteed Labels, still sticking since 1988.
You've been listening to the Tailgate Tailgate Show, a production of Intergalactic Pants and Tees, all rights reserved. Be sure to like and follow and subscribe to the show and all social media. Contact information is on our website at thetailgatetailgateshow.com. Until next time, may your coals stay hot and your tent stay dry.